In fact, it was 3 bullets that he dodged at the end of the match. And he looks more comfortable today, which is a good thing.
Well, is there something to be said? I mean, you said this pair have played each other more than 40 times. Is there something to be said for knowing your opponent?
Better the devil you know than the devil you don't, or don't know very well. And fair to say that Michael Smith didn't know Adam Warner that well before yesterday. But the biggest win streaks in the last 9 seasons
96. Michael,
for these two, Michael between 2015 and 2017 beat Price 7 times in a row, and he's got 2 legs in a row to start this one off. Let's face it, he was one of, if not the best player around then.
Well, he has won the last 2 Gerwyn Price, but Smith has won the first 2 legs in this match with that brilliant bullseye finish for the 1-2-1. And he's certainly at it today. Yeah, both of those. Well, one of those wins in the Premier League, the other one, the match I mentioned at the European Darts Open. Smith does have his own victory in the Premier League, and in their other meeting this year, beat him in the final of the first ever Bahrain Darts Masters, the only tournament he's won since becoming world champion.
100.
Are you surprised by that?
A little, yeah. I think the word floodgates was mentioned when he won the Grand Slam last year, and it seemed to be the case when he went on and became the King of the Palace.
Well, if the floodgates are going to open, you'd much rather win between mid-July and
55.
the end of the year.
You require 53.
Well, Price has been hoovering up titles left, right and centre and everywhere in between. But he fails to find either his or his opponent's favourite doubles, and Smith has a chance to go 3 clear with 2 breaks.
3 in a row. Michael Smith with a huge jump at the start of Monday's play.
To be honest, Michael Smith is playing exactly how I expected Gerwyn Price to play.
Yeah, 41 darts for the first 3 legs is delightful. We have seen comebacks from Price in important matches over the last few years. But this looks like a very steep mountain to climb already.
68.
One-way traffic. 14 darter, 12 darter, 15 darter. And now it looks like another leg in the ledger for the bully boy in 5 visits or fewer. Wrong bed. Well, does that just give Price some promise?
Let's find out. Double 16, it's a huge dart. And it registers. Big mistake from Michael Smith, and Price changes the game. And these two get along exceptionally well, whether it's on the hockey or off, because they do spend a lot of time together.
95.
Sometimes you spend a lot of time with certain players or people when you're on tour, and it's almost forced upon you. You are constantly in the same practice room as a person that you might not like. But I don't think it's an effort for these two when they see each other every Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
96.
It's a joy.
116.
Well, how quickly this game is changing. A single 19 leaves tops. In it pops, and it's back-to-back 3-figure finishers for Gerwyn Price. 4 in this match, plus the 76 combo. We also missed the ball in the first leg as well. Don't forget Michael Smith through another combination checkout.
139.
He doesn't put much feet wrong when it comes to tactical elements of 501 Kessie Price. And that is flawless. That changes everything about this shot. Pressure on. And it's tops for the top of the ladder and 4-3. Oh, it flicked the flight on the way through.
And interestingly, the only time that Michael Smith has faltered in this match is 3 clear darts in hand, starting on double 12. Well, he puts that right. And now, Gerwyn Price is right in trouble.
The best Michael Smith has played since Bahrain. Or maybe even the best he's played since winning the world title, because this is one of those displays that you wake up in the morning and really hope you put in. His first 9 darts in this match. It's amazing. That's amazing as well. The point I was about to make is completely irrelevant because of what he's on now.
96.
Well, he's making his point,
41.
and he's making it against a man who's been winning everything of late. He's not going to finish
60.
on cloud 9, but he will be pretty close to it.
I think sometimes you've just got to hold your hands up and say,
101.
I can't beat this today.
Michael, you require 81.
Smith could be sailing through to the final session.
Oh, that is a performance scattered in stardust from Michael Smith.
Now, if he gets a 180, he leaves 176, and he's a 140 away from a double. I'm starting to get clued up on this bullseye on dart 3 of a leg thing that he does and Sulevic does now and again. Well, it's almost as if he knew he was going to get a 180.
Well, encouraging start to this
100.
one. As Keane leaves himself on a finish after just 3 visits to the board. Berry is going to.
Bit of a tough act to follow after that first game, but as far as first legs go, this is pretty solid.
Well, Berry Vampire looking to start with a 10-dart leg, astonishingly.
Berry requires 36.
Well, that's exactly what he's done.
Wow.
Is it just the one weekend, or we got a couple of weekends ahead of the match play?
I'll have to double check.
Well, there's certainly some Women's Series action. Well, they are seriously impressive numbers. You thought Michael Smith was throwing silly numbers against Gerwyn Price. This is a higher set of numbers from Berry Vampire, and he is not stopping.
He's getting better.
Berry Vampire was one of the shining lights of youth darts go back 9-10 years. It's in. It's double 18 again, and he's hitting doubles all weekend. Oh, look at this. This is astonishing. He is hitting 64% of doubles for the whole tournament. So the scoring has jumped up. The finishing has been good all weekend. Treble 20. Would have left double 18 for the match, but he is going to set it up reasonably well, and it's match darts incoming for the Dutchman.
Today we've got 5 players in the schedule who have won a European Tour event before. Neither of these players have won one. Berry Vampire is very close to being one step closer to one.
And Berry Vampire is playing well enough to win one of these because he's been superb all weekend. But he is not through to the quarterfinals just yet.
It's his worst doubling performance of the week, and it's still 45%. Game's still very much alive because Keane has blown that leg up in true Dynamite style.
Trying to bully his way through to that treble.
58.
In the end, he's only left 90. If he is given a crack at that, it may only be one more match dart at the bull. But he may not get a go at it because Keane Barry double 16.
78.
As far as 90's concerned, it's not the worst case scenario after a trebleless visit. At least this way, it's 2 straight shots for another match dart at the bull. He's already missed it for a 129 and 2 others in a previous leg. Seems like a long time ago.
Another 20. Double 5. And Berry Vampire has missed match darts for 3 consecutive legs.
32.
This is now Keane Barry's match to lose because double 16 is there, and from 5-1 down.
If he doesn't get to a finish with this visit, it could be done. Bravo, Berry Vampire.
A fabulous 5th 180 for Berry Vampire. But Keane Barry has a chance. Does he take the chance? Not yet, he doesn't. And maybe it's the only one he'll get. They have both missed match darts.
If one double has cooperated, it's been double 18. And maybe this is the right shot to get it done, providing he gets a shot at double 18. He's just hit a maximum to leave this number. And he gets it a shot at double 18.
Oh, Barry Van Peer misses again. It's 4 legs in a row he's had darts to win, and 4 legs in a row he has spurned every single one. Keane Barry to snatch it away, and snatch it away he does. A first ever Euro Tour quarter-final for Keane Barry after the most unlikely of comebacks. Well, it was a really entertaining clash last week in Riesa because it was the archetypal performances from the pair of them, where Dirk van Duijvenbode was going berserk with the big scores, and Danny Noppert was being really deft and accurate with the finishing. And you had this battle between one guy just hammering big scores, one guy taking out most of the finishes he was faced with, and it was only a tight victory for the big scorer in the end.
117.
Well, a chance for Dirk to hold his throw here, and he's going to get a dart at tops. Yeah, strong start, particularly with Noppert waiting on a simpler 70.
Dishing out lollipops to all and sundry. The new Steve Hine.
134.
Well, Noppert leaves himself a finish against a throw in leg 3.
51.
And no treble there. Well, no big treble, no intended treble from Dirk van Duijvenbode. Could spell trouble.
Well, crucially, Danny Noppert is not just living with Dirk van Duijvenbode in the scoring stakes, he is bettering Dirk. And having been on the wrong end of his sledgehammer scoring last weekend, he has upped it.
And that means that Dirk might need to pull out a few finishes like this. Like that. Well, a little point there from not sure what all that's about. And again, it usually takes a good one to beat him. Michael Smith and Michael van Gerwyn, the victors in those matches. How good was Michael Smith earlier today, by the way?
Yeah, magnificent. He was as good today as he was poor yesterday. But the most important shot of this entire weekend might be Michael Smith finishing 116 yesterday to win the match against Adam Warner, having already survived 3 match darts. It was the highest checkout of the entire match. And he desperately needed it, or he wouldn't have had the chance to go and average 108 and beat Gerwyn Price this afternoon.
130. Danny requires 69.
Well, 6 legs in, no maximum from Dirk van Duijvenbode. This has to be regarded as a drought, doesn't it?
It really does. And it's a drought that Danny Noppert is taking full advantage of. Has it come in time? You see, Danny Noppert, his last 3 darts at double on the last 3 legs, and hits back with a maximum of his own.
Dirk van Duijvenbode doing all the damage, missing those 5 darts at double. He's now hit 5 darts in the treble.
140.
Couldn't make it 6.
Just the 4 from Noppert.
100.
Is this a Van Duijvenbode surge to get back into this match?
93.
What Danny Noppert's done by responding well, he's just made sure he is there in case Dirk does something similar to that 4th leg. Not only going to be there,
140. Dirk
he's going to be
88.
in a very similar spot to DVD.
Love that dart.
63.
Went up towards the double of the 18 because if it just creeps in the double, he's got double 16. Danny Noppert will be looking at the 19s here. Gets the treble, 2 darts for 5-2.
Yeah,
brilliant stuff from Danny Noppert, 11 darter. He is bossing this game now.
Danny to throw first.
Well, this is impressive from Danny Noppert. The average has climbed to more than 104. 1 poor leg in this match. Danny Noppert snaffled it away, proved to be the turning point in the game.
Well, if Noppert is about to win this,
90.
would you say that every
Danny
match so far has
134.
maybe gone the opposite way to how it could have been expected?
I genuinely don't know what the thoughts on Barry Berry were. But Danny Noppert, a half-hearted attempt at tops there because he knows just leaving tops at the end of that should be sufficient. He has only missed 2 darts at double in the whole match. He'll get 3 for the match now.
40.
So to end his losing streak, and it is
And
lights out for Dirk van Duijvenbode. Noppert nails tops and completes a convincing win in this Dutch derby. Yeah, well, he spoiled it, didn't he, by not bringing out the lollies again, but I thought it would be Hollywood against Lollywood.
59.
He's had some ups and downs over the course of this season, Damon. He's had some good legs and some bad legs. I don't think he's quite at the same consistent level as last season. He may just be searching for something, whether it's a rhythm thing, maybe a grip thing. We'd have to speak to him to find out. However, still playing at a world-class level, even if he is on the search.
33.
Yeah, and he has had happy hunting against Chris Dobey in the past. I did mention he's played and won 3 times against Dobey, the first of which he averaged 114.
59. Damon
And a 6-2 demolition on the Pro Tour. Looking for 1-2-6 here. Looking for double 6 here.
Good.
Oh, wonderful finish from Damon Heta, turning up the heat.
Game on.
But the right-hand side of the body remains right in position. That can be upright or slightly tilted.
100. 164.
Interesting to see actually him moving there. Heta re-angled his whole body, didn't he, to try and find the bed, which he did.
It's actually that kind of angle that these players can learn about their own throw
90.
most from that angle right there.
148.
Well, Damon Heta here can blow Chris Dobey out of the water, but if he doesn't take this out, Dobey's doggedness may well pay off. He's lifted his level,
60.
Chris Dobey, and he had to.
He's lifted it by 10. Well, that's not the worst start in the world. Rather get the treble than the single.
Still ends up where he wanted to end up, just with 1 dart at it, and that's all he needs. And he does break the throw.
Dobey has fought back from 4-1 down to bring it to 4-4. It needs to be another brace if he is to get through.
Nothing more he could have done there, but this is match point Damon Heta. Treble 17. Leaves the bullseye.
Not found. Not particularly impressed with that shot, Damon. But now he has to watch on at double 9. And Dobey does not find the mark, meaning that Heta will go for double 19.
Now having to use a dart to get to a double. Dobey's had his chances,
22.
and he's going to get more.
Well, I don't know about you, but I am absolutely amazed.
18.
I changed what I was about to say in sentence there, because I was going to say he is going to split this. But he didn't. Easy for me to say for the last few legs. What's going to separate them? Is it the biggest shot of the lot? No. Oh, Damon.
Damon Heta.
What have you done?
161.
Gauntlet laid down.
Well, is it, or was he unaware that Dobey was on something? Dobey is on something. Oh. Great spirit between the pair. See? He says, see, I did the right thing.
Everything has been played in a great spirit today, but you really want to hit those shots
32.
when someone rejects a bullseye.
Fair play to Chris Dobey. Taking it in the right spirit. Damon Heta opted in the end to leave double 16. The double that he loves so much. It won him the match against Clemens yesterday. But he can't find it today, and he's got 1 dart left in hand to defeat Dobey. Heta hits. Damon does it. And isn't he enjoying every minute of the German Darts Grand Prix?
And the Asp get his Euro Tour campaign to take off here. Leaves 120 again.
That is not Dave Chisnall. He's in the practice area. And when I was in the practice area during the third game, I did have a little chat with Nathan, and he wanted me to congratulate his brother, Jacob, on his 27th birthday. So many happy returns to the brother of Nathan Aspinall.
20 for tops. Staying well clear of that first dart. Top left corner. Just there. Beautifully constructed check out from Nathan Aspinall.
Got to be 2 trebles to get to a finish now. With a 60 on the first start there and 274, he could have used the bullseye and a different section of the board to guarantee the finish, but he doesn't get there. It's a really good, versatile shooter is Aspinall. He does something, and just watch out for this in this tournament or beyond. When he's got 261, if he scores a small 20, he does something all the time, which is go to 17s and then to 18s if he needs it. And people have started to copy that because they understand that it is the best way to try and leave a finish.
Oh, another in there. Gets it. Double 18 for 5-2. And Nathan Aspinall shuts the door. Jim Williams.
It's that whole thing like chess players. They're trying to be, was it 4 or 5 moves ahead? Aspinall, as a darting chess player, is always looking a visit ahead to make sure that it's a smart approach.
Well, twice in this match, Jim Williams has been on a finish, only to see Nathan Aspinall take out a big combo, a 120 and a 150.
121.
It's a great leg of darts from Jim Williams here, but he might have to put 4 of these kinds of legs together in a row.
That's the third 150 checkout in this tournament. We had one from Jeffrey Desvan and one from Brendan Dolan.
In the same game against each other, wasn't it?
And one of them won the match.
Double 10. 12 darter, best leg of the match.
It would be so funny if that happened. What's he got here? 205.
99.
Needed a treble to get to a finish. You can see that the cogs turning with certain dart players in what can I use to get to a finish? How can I get this job done? And I honestly can't remember, if ever, Nathan making a calculating error.
Yeah, I'm struggling to remember one. But this is a very simple calculation. May go bull here.
131.
Well, there he did have 66 and went for the bullseye. Didn't work out for him, but it looks like it's going to be a couple of visits from here, potentially.
This, on paper, was a very tricky tie. But the way he has paced himself through this game and doing the right things at the right times, it's been a superb performance.
And that rounds it off. A 6-3 win for Nathan Aspinall. He has not had it easy this weekend. What's it to be, Chiz? Well, he can leave himself 36 like last time he'd have taken it. He's not going to do that. He might not leave himself very handy at all.
Yeah, better hit a treble, Dave.
43.
I think that flicked off the flight. And only 127, maybe an opening for Gilding. And he picked the lock.
98. You require 127.
127, a trickier shot than 120. And too tricky for Chiz on this occasion.
55.
Andrew Gilding, who was
120.
trailing by quite some distance in this leg, has a chance. And we know he's been brilliant on tops this weekend. And he's left it again. And he's hit it again. Ah, Chizzy with his first 180 of the contest.
Just been quiet for a minute there, Dan, because I was looking at that match between Gilding and Carnick. Did miss tops in that game, but hit his last attempt in it, so he's actually 8 on the spin on tops right now.
Not bad going.
140.
I mean, if he carries on hitting tops and not missing it for the rest of today, the question is, can he score well enough?
Chizzy's scoring well enough here. A couple of 180s.
61.
I mean, they could mean nothing. They look likely to mean something.
99. You require 24.
Double 12 is there for a 13 darter.
At the penultimate match of this last 16 stage, the last one, Luke Humphries against Jose de Sousa. Well, Chizzy's found his range on that treble 20, all right.
Yeah, and that is bad news for Andrew Gilding.
Last 4 scoring visits, he's missed a treble 20 once.
60.
Just the 60. And Gilding, who couldn't take out 161 in the last leg, may have to take out 164 in this one, because Dave Chisnall is not missing the treble 20. Ridiculous stuff. Oh, well, he's hitting everything even when he doesn't want it.
Andrew, 164.
There's 13 out of 14 darts went in the treble 20 for Dave Chisnall. And he's that
60.
good. He's bettered the bullseye, so
11.
just has to be careful here. Don't miss the big one. Gets that bit right.
Oh, lovely. Dave Chisnall, best leg of the match.
We'll get a dart at double or 2.
100, and you require 64.
To stay in it to force the last leg decider. That time it pretty much looks certain it was for treble 16, but he does end up on tops anyway.
44.
Hasn't been quite as good on that today as he was yesterday when he was perfect, and now Chisnall has a chance to put him away.
Hasn't had a ton plus checkout in this match, Dave Chisnall. His highest finish has been 56. Does that change? Double 18. Oh, I thought it was in for a second. So did Rog.
And you required 20.
Yeah, not just in this match, but not in the last match either. Chizzy falling short of the 3-figure out, and Andrew Gilding forcing a sudden death shootout.
Well, he'd be down to a finish if that first bounce out had stuck in, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Gilding not punishing.
86.
Good to see plenty of young fans in the audience appreciating Andrew Gilding.
60.
Wow, Dave Chisnall, it might be slipping away, because a 2 treble visit puts Andrew Gilding on a double for the match. Surely from here.
Well, Dan, Gilding's going to set this up perfectly. You mentioned just the maths, but how much has the bouncer actually affected Dave Chisnall?
Maybe. Maybe it has. Maybe it's not. Oh, Chizzy. He'll have to survive match darts. For some reason, Gilding has left double 18, not double top that he's been hitting all weekend. Why have you done it? Does it matter?
That's why. It's glory for Gilding, and a long-awaited one.
Maybe just distracted at the start of that visit. That was maybe the worst start he's thrown this weekend so far. Well, I shouldn't really say weekend anymore, it's Monday, but it feels like Sunday.
Yeah, long weekend.
55.
Good start to the week for somebody picking up £30,000 in a European Tour title.
And somebody's going to have that little conundrum of, how do I fit a trophy in my suitcase? Have I got some clothes I can wrap a little plaque in? Because luckily, for most of the European Tour winners, it's quite a small, flat trophy that you can put in your luggage. However, when Dave Chisnall won in Belgium last year, he needed somebody to drive it back because it was so big. But Joe's got plenty of experience.
For a long time, and we spoke about this last week in Riesa as well, he was much, much slower than he's been on the Euro Tour stage. Brilliant darts from Cullen. Firing in the match, there was a lot of deliberation, and one of the reasons why was a grip issue. He would have to cake his hands in chalk or some kind of gripping aid, but he's changed his darts and he's not needing to do that anymore.
I'm not going to have any more chalk debates with you. But you're right, I think there's a nice pace and rhythm about Evs at the minute. And I think the experience of previous seasons, and in particular, some of the alternate positions that he was fulfilling in 2022 have been very important for his success at the start of this year.
Well, Joe Cullen's level has crept up here, and that's a brilliant leg of darts. Out in 11.
That's why he tried to force it through, and in trying to do that, he pulled it. And bravo on dart 3. That was a really, really good shot, but it doesn't leave a finish.
He left himself a huge problem by hitting that big 5 there. Cullen, well, he would have hoped to have left himself a little more handy. But it is one of those shots where you get a double chance. One treble required for a dart at the ball, 2 for a dart at the outer ring.
Neither. And both players have had a few loose darts in this match, but both players have had loose ones in their last couple of visits. This is a huge, huge shot at double top.
42.
And that's about as much emotion as you get from Lee Evans.
78.
Disdain at that shot at the penthouse double.
Well, it's really the first time he's been on a finish in that range and allowed Cullen back. And Cullen snaffles up the opportunity.
Is that an omen? Bullseye for the match. Oh, you couldn't get anything in between that point and the bull.
Yeah, it really did just whistle past the wire. Lee Evans still hoping to take the game to the wire, but he's not going to manage it with a whopper of an outshot, and Cullen will return
64
to wrap up the victory.
Might have to settle for £4,000, Lee, because Cullen is on his favourite double.
17.
You wouldn't think so.
Lee require 90.
Surely a last opportunity for Evans. And for the first time, really, we do see the big approach, the big pause, the darting delay. He knows how big this is. It's one dart. What at? At the ball.
65.
Same outcome.
Very well thrown darts. Excellent try. I don't think Cullen's going to miss again. And he doesn't. He goes through to the quarterfinals, and he has bagged at least £6,000. Certain venues have certain titled events now, and I think it's the right way to go.
I think it certainly benefits the Euro Tour to have recurring events in the same venues. You build up a following, it becomes an annual event. It's become one here over the Easter weekend. Sindelfingen's a long-running venue. I think Kiel could go on to be, but also the ones in the other countries as well. But José de Sousa has had one poor visit in this leg, and double 10 would complete a 4-visit leg, where the other 3 visits have been absolutely spellbinding.
That's the old triple lipstick. And there it is. Lucas won 2 of the last 3. But before that, de Sousa beat Humphries 4 times in a row.
Yeah, including in a Pro Tour final, where he beat him 8-1, averaging 114. That was when José was just doing ridiculous things.
Yeah, I think Luke walked away from that game in a season where he was making finals, saying, I'm just not beating that right now. And he might be getting a bit of a flashback.
This is obscene. Can he squeeze another in there? he can't, which is why he went scampering towards the treble 14. I think it was the wise decision. He couldn't make it work. But Jose de Sousa's incredible scoring has given him another opportunity. Can he get tops this time? He's got a good marker again. And he can't use it again.
Luke, you require 32.
Oh, this is a bonus.
Yes, on third leg.
Cashed in.
Luke Humphries.
But by getting themselves back in the seedings, those somewhat serendipitous breaks, they could have a monstrous effect on their energy levels going into the early summer.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Ryan Searle, one of the standout players on the Pro Tour this year. Luke Humphries, definitely among them.
99.
But there's so many players who are in form going into the World Match Play this summer. It could be a very, very interesting time at Blackpool. That is 6 180s. We are only in leg 5.
And he might be 4-1 down.
Yeah. Oh, wow. This is punishing from Luke Humphries.
Well, if that kid keeps dancing that way with that jetpack on, he's going to be
140.
very, very unhappy when the jetpack goes off. But I think a lot of people have enjoyed this tournament this weekend. It's been very, very loud.
Where are you going, Jose?
60.
Yeah, that doesn't make a great deal of sense to leave 165. And it means that the pressure is off for Luke Humphries, who looks for another leg and gets it in the bag. And this is a very, very professional display from Luke Humphries. There's a lot of flashy stuff, massive scoring being done by Jose de Sousa. Go on, leave double 12.
Wasn't listening to you.
No, he wasn't.
140.
Oh, there you go. There's a rare 140.
Yeah, and he's looking all right. Down to a finish which could win the match.
Let's see if he gets this one. 68 was all right. And he hit it on double 4.
60.
So this is a match-winning chance.
152.
For a place in the quarterfinals to take on Joe Cullen and continue the defence of his title. Cullen, Luke Humphries. The #1 seed is back. The defending champion may have missed the last couple of weeks through illness, but it is like he has never been away. The dominant force on the European Tour last year is firing.